It's race day, and this one is bigger and longer than we have ever done before.
We're going to be racing from here in London all the way to Fiji. But because it's the point sky, we can't do things the easy way.
So we've been told one of us has to go east and one has to go west.
I'm going to be going westbound.
And I'm going to be going eastbound. Now, we don't know how each other are going to get there. The only thing we know is we have to get to Fiji first to win.
We better get going.
See you in about 24 hours.
3, 2, 1. I'll tell you what, this has got to be one of the craziest videos we've ever made. I am going westbound, and I think, having had a look at the options, my best bet is flying with American Airlines. So I could connect in San Francisco, in their home, which is Dallas, Fort Worth, but I think for today, my best bet is going through LAX. It's about a 3-hour layover. First things first, I've got to get to Heathrow Airport, and I think, for me, the Heathrow Express is going to be the option I want to go for. So let's get down onto the tube.
Now listen, we're really not joking when we say that this is a big one. It really, really is. I've decided I'm going to fly the only way which I know to go eastbound and to be in abject luxury, and that is to fly with Cathay Pacific. And then we're going to experience Fiji Airways. Now, Fiji Airways has just joined the One World Alliance. It means I can earn and use my Aviation on there. They've actually adopted Advantage as their program. I'm now heading up to get the Elizabeth line. I don't know how Liam's getting to wherever he's going, but all I know is my option feels better than anything he could possibly think of.
Okay, well that was a nice and speedy quick stops from Piccadilly to Paddington. Thankfully no delays there. So the Heathrow Express departs Paddington every 15 minutes with direct trains to Heathrow. It is a little bit more pricey than the Lizzie line, but if you buy it in advance with a rail card, tickets can be as cheap as 10 quid for a one-way fare. So not that bad at all, and I think it's going to be the right option for me today.
Okay, made it to the Elizabeth line. This is such a lovely way to get from central London, direct train, cheaper than the Heathrow Express. It's gonna whip me there in 30 minutes in pretty comfortable style. Thanks. Bags went flying, just nearly a disaster, but we are on our way.
Another advantage of the Heathrow Express is that you've just got a ton of space compared to the Lizzie line or the tube. There's places to put your bags, you've got a lot of nice seating options. It's just the luxury way to do things. I should arrive at Heathrow about 2 hours before my flight, which is maybe cutting it a little bit fine for a journey of this magnitude, but I've got no bags to check in, I've got fast track security. That should be fine, right?
Okay, Terminal 3, we're here. I'm gonna head inside the terminal now. Now first class would be nice, but I am flying with my BA Gold card, which means I can get first class check-in and the first class lounge, which is what I'm gonna do as soon as I have a boarding pass. Cool, thanks so much. Okay, check-in successful, although I wasn't able to get my Fiji Airways boarding pass, but I think I've managed to get that online now, something that's gonna work for me. And now I'm gonna go to the lounge because I've got a minute, I'm starving hungry. My one big concern now is that there is a big typhoon coming into Hong Kong. The last flights of today have been cancelled. My flight is going out, which is fantastic, obviously. And am I gonna get out of Hong Kong? Who knows?
Heathrow T3, thank you very much Heathrow Express. I'm currently standing in front of the American Airlines priority check-in section, which as you can see is nice and empty. And the reason I'm showing you priority, not regular check-in, is because I'm going to be flying in, drum roll, it's a terrible drum, but I'm going to be flying in business class on AA 777, which is super exciting. Also a reminder, you could access priority check-in for American and for any other One World airline if you have One World Sapphire. And if you're flying with a One World airline, this is the place to be. There are so many lounge options here. You can access Cathay's lounge, you can access American's lounge, Qantas, British Airways. Since I've got a little bit of time here, may as well show you a few of them. Well, I'm currently sitting here in American's Admiral's business class lounge, and overall it's a nice, bright, expansive space. There's tons of seating options here. There's also a pretty impressive buffet service, and as you can see, I've got myself a massive plate of food. Cheers.
Well, made it to the lounge. It's kind of rare in an airport lounge to get a full, lovely menu, but you definitely get it here. And from being here before, I know that the food bangs. I've just left the lounge and I've just seen that the flight after me is cancelled, so I think I'm lucky to be getting out of here. Okay, time to board this 777-300 of Cathay Pacific for our first big leg over to Hong Kong.
Well, there it is, my 777-300ER out in front of me. First of 2 flights I'm taking en route to Fiji, ready to whisk me away to LAX. Let's get on board. Hi, how are you doing? This is going to be my home for the next 10.5 hours at least. And if you ask me, she's a beauty. Well, I'm very excited to welcome you to seat 12J here on American Airlines 777-300ER in business class. So first things first, this business class cabin is set out in a 1-to-1 configuration. Every seat has direct aisle access. And while it's not American's newest product, it is actually a really, really comfy place to be. Well, let me talk you through some of the amenities I have on my flight today, starting with this brand new amenity kit. We have a blue eye mask, we have some flight socks, earplugs, lip balm, hand towels, and body lotion. Oh, look at that. A little keychain-esque thing, and finally a dental kit with some toothpaste and a toothbrush inside. So on the whole, really decent amenity kit. I really like the little pouch itself.
I don't think I've ever felt so relaxed on a race. I've just boarded Aria suite on the Cathay Pacific 777-300. Now I must say first up that we have a very comprehensive review of Cathay's newest and sexiest business class suite, and so I would definitely head over to our YouTube video that covers that. But just to give you the brief overview, this cabin is arranged in a 1-to-1 configuration. These suites have a fully closing door, a fully flat bed. Even though we're racing, I still care about the amenities. We've got goodies like pillow mist, eye mask, multi-balm, earplugs, cooling body gel, toothbrush and toothpaste, and mouthwash. This is stunning. 6:20 departure, it's 6:30, we're taxiing, we're well on our way. We're just gonna beat the storm, and we should be able to get our flight to Fiji. Oh, and the light is beautiful. Wow. 3, 2, 1, and we're off.
Currently perusing the menu here in business. Another important note when flying America, you can actually pre-order your meal up to 20 hours before departure, just to make sure you're definitely going to have what you want on board. I would definitely recommend doing that, logging in, managing your booking, and selecting the meal. Well, along with the food menu, there is also a comprehensive wine list featuring a number of white and red options. I know I often get a lot of comments saying, Liam, you only ever drink beer or Diet Coke on board. We want to see you try something fancier, so I'm going to grant your wish today. So on that note, I've been recommended this lovely white wine from Argentina. Let's give it a go. And that is bloody gorgeous. It's light, it's refreshing, but it's seriously good. Well, I'm very pleased to say my starter has just been brought out, and we've got this queso fresco, which is a combination of roasted corn, some croutons, and black beans. Quite an interesting mixture, and that is actually very tasty, very fresh. Okay, and now main event, the tandoori chicken, which has actually been served in a baking hot bowl, so I can't even pick it up to show you, so I'm just going to try and move the camera down to have a look right there. We've got some basmati rice, we've got spicy potato donuts, we've got tandoori sauce, and there we go, a nice fat bit of chicken, rice. I'll tell you what, I've had a lot of chicken and rice on flights in my time, but this might take the biscuit. This is so delicious. Look at this hot fudge ice cream sundae. So American Airlines are famous for their sundaes on board, and I've got to say, this looks absolutely sensational. I cannot wait to dig in. That is as good ice cream as you will ever have.
Well, it's time to have some dinner on board Cathay Pacific, and I'm actually rather peckish, even though I had that lovely meal in the lounge. Again, feeling like a bit of a cheat in this whole race thing, because this looks fresh, tasty. I've always eaten well with Cathay, and this is going to be no exception. Is it possible that Liam's eating better than me?
It's that good. Okay, well, I've got 4.5 hours left on this flight. I think it's time to get ready for bed and get changed into something a bit more comfortable.
I think sleep time is now or never, so we're going to have to give it a go.
feeling pretty sleepy now, but this beautiful sunset is giving me the energy I need to get through this final part of the flight.
And I just woke up. I think I slept for like 4 hours maybe. We've got about 3 hours left to run to Hong Kong. We're landing a little bit early, hopefully. I think for my mind, my brain, I need to stay awake now. I'm gonna grab a coffee. It's light outside. Celebrate the efficiency of my journeys so far. This is gonna be a battle to stay awake. Oh.
Very
Thank you very much.
Now, one of the disadvantages of connecting via the US is that I have to clear immigration, even though this isn't my final destination, and then re-check back in. But luckily, I've got global entry, which means I can access the fast track security line, and I get TSA pre-check when I check back in as well. So, frequently travel into or through the US, I would definitely recommend getting global entry. It's 100% worth it. As you can see behind me, it's fairly hectic and busy, but got about 3.5 hours to my flight, so no real rush. So far, so good. I wonder how Nicky's getting on. Hi there.
So you're all set.
Thank you so much. Cheers. Well, there we go. All checked in for my flight. That was super simple. Lovely, friendly check-in agent behind me. And also, because I'm in business again, a priority queue with very, very few people in it. So far LAX, nice and smooth. Time to go and find TSA pre-check. Now, there's a few lounge options available to me. I could go to the dedicated One World Lounge, which I think I'll check out in a bit. But first, I'm going to head over to the Admiral's Club and the American Flagship Lounge in T4 just to freshen up, have a shower, get myself ready for my next journey.
Okay, we're about a minute from landing. I've got the cameras on in front of me. I can see the runway. It's getting closer and closer. We're almost an hour ahead of schedule, which is kind of crazy. Flights being this early is rare. And on today of all days, it's when I really needed it. So I'm very pleased. Hong Kong, will be with you in 1 minute. Bye-bye.
Okay, touchdown Hong Kong. I can actually see the tail of the Fiji Airways plane just over there. Everything is looking hunky-dory for me.
Well, welcome to the American Flagship Lounge here at T4 LAX. And I'll tell you what, at this time of night, it's a very nice, relaxing, calming place to be. You've got a lot of seating options, there's good views of the apron. There's also a number of food and drink choices. And even though this lounge isn't located in the international terminal, it's still a viable option if you're connecting through LAX. And I'll tell you what, it's a pretty relaxing place to be before your flight. Right now, I'm in my own private bathroom in the One World Lounge, and I cannot wait to get out of these fairly rank clothes at this point, freshen up, get changed into something more comfortable for my final flight. And that's got to be one of the best showers I've ever had.
This is almost too convenient for words. There is my Fiji Airways A330 that's going to take me to Fiji, and there is the Pier Cathay Pacific First Class Lounge. What a dream. Well, the Pier Lounge really is something special and almost makes Hong Kong an airport that you want to transit in because it's so nice. There are so many different areas. There are relaxation areas, there are showers, there's a spa where you get 15-minute complimentary treatments, a big formal dining room. The food here is amazing, the vibe here is amazing, the design is impeccable. I absolutely love cafe lounges, and this is the best of all of them out there.
Well, that's my time in the One World Lounge done. I'm now heading to my gate 225 to board my first ever flight with Fiji Airways. I don't know exactly what this is, but I'm very much enjoying this bluey, purple corridor with nice bird noises and ambient music, making me feel very relaxed and very sleepy.
Here we go, time to board this Fiji Airways A330-300, where I'll be flying in business class from Hong Kong Airport to Nadi in Fiji. Hello, hello, hello.
Second flight coming up now with Fiji Airways on their A350. There's a lot of expectation going on to this one. Thank you so much, nice to meet you, thank you. Is this not the most beautiful business class cabin you've ever seen? Look at the colours. It's pink, it's tropical, there's Fijian music playing. This is a crazy walk-on experience. First things first, the cabin features 33 business class seats set out in a 1-2-1 configuration. The seat itself feels nice and comfy. My headrest isn't adjustable, but it does fold in slightly at the sides to offer a little bit more support when you're sitting down. And while there is no fully closing door, you do have this wraparound effect similar to the American flight I was on earlier. And And then down to my right arm, you have this little partition that you can slide up and down. If I click this in, a bottle of Fiji water, obviously, along with my headphones. And then over on my left side, we have a little reading light, and then a nice sized side table. If I click in these buttons, you can reveal some more storage there. And then there's another one, your IFE remote, along with a number of different charging ports. And then flipping around, you have this lovely, huge IFE screen, which is going to score a 1, 2, 3 on the Liam Spence hand scale. It is fully touch screen as well. And then putting down further, you can see my tray table, which slides out with a click of a latch. You can flip it over. And as you can see, that is actually an enormous size for a tray table. You are definitely not going to struggle to fit something on that. And then you can see the amount of foot room I have. Maybe a tiny bit narrow for my big size 12 feet, but not bad at all. I've definitely had worse.
Well, here we are on board Fiji Airways A330-300 in their business class cabin. There are 4 rows set out in a 2-2-2 configuration, the kind of seats that you might find on the older Qatar Airways or Turkish Airlines aircraft. I actually find seats like this quite open and spacious. I like the feeling of them. However, they do lack privacy. Every seat has a bottle of Fiji water, of course. Every seat has an IFE screen, and that's actually controlled by a little controller by your seat. It's not touchscreen. There's also a couple of different storage compartments right in front of you, and a decent amount of leg room. There is a small divider here, but that's the most privacy you're gonna get. Oh my god, the towels are scented, like, to the point where they're...
That is like heaven. That is so, so lovely. Oh my god, I can't stop smelling it. What a incredible little feature.
Smells like the islands.
So kicking off tonight's food and drink service, we have this lovely cold pressed tropical bliss juice, which has got coconut, mango, passion fruit and pineapple. That is really refreshing. Because I had chicken earlier, I subbed out the chicken thigh for the beetroot cured salmon, which just looks absolutely spectacular. Along with that, I have a spiced cauliflower soup, a nice selection of breads here, and finally, something I've heard a lot about, the banana cream dessert. I'll start with the spiced cauliflower soup. That is simply gorgeous. It's warm, it's creamy. It tastes like something that your grandma might make you if you weren't feeling very well. Really tasty. Salmon is succulent, and then you just want these little crumbs and flakes of goat's cheese. That goes together really, really well. So juicy. The dessert, the famous banana cream. Look at that. We've got nuts in there, toffee, cream. Let's give this a try. Wow, I am nearly speechless, completely blown away.
Dinner has just been served. I've gone for the mushroom soup, the traditional grilled halibut. That says it's the Fiji Airways specialities. It's delicious.
Well, I think it's just about time for me to get some shut-eye and turn this into a fully flat bed. But first, one more banana towel. Fluffy pillow behind me, which is definitely getting a high mark on the fluffy scale. This is going to be a good place to get a good few hours kip in the sky.
We're about 3 hours down, 6 hours to go. I've eaten, we're well on our way to Fiji. Now, some proper rest. Good night. Oh, well, it was definitely one of those where it was hard to tell whether I was sleeping or not sleeping, but I don't feel too bad. We are 7 hours down, 2 hours to go. Breakfast is enormous. This is going to fuel me for that last sprint, because we all know that the race really begins when you arrive for that last stretch. One thing which I didn't know about Fiji Airways is they like to feed you.
Well, I'm being treated to an absolutely beautiful sunrise as we cut through the clouds on approach into Nadi, Fiji, and honestly, that is just the most fitting way to conclude for being such a spectacular flight. It's about to turn 5:30 a.m. All I can really think about now is, have I beaten Nicky?
Here we go, the sun is up and we are on final approach into Nadi Airport in Fiji. This is beautiful outside. It's going to get stressful as soon as I land. We're on the ground, we're just taxiing now to the gate.
Thank you, bye-bye. Okay, race is on. True paradise? I think so. These are some incredible views, you know. End of a race, get to see all of this, but I've got to get that prize. So we've got to rush. I don't think these guys are here to welcome me, but it's a nice touch nonetheless.
Well, I'm delighted to say I've officially made it into Nadi, Fiji. On that note, this video isn't over yet because I've got to beat Nicky. Fingers crossed we can get it done.
I can see where the cars are. I'm going to head there now. Let's go. Okay, the car is right here. We're into the car. Thank you very much.
Okay, good news. I've made it into my car transfer towards the Sheraton Villas, my final destination. Okay, well, we're crossing over the bridge onto Denaro Island now, and that's where the Sheraton is located, so we're nearly there.
Okay, we're making good progress now towards the hotel. There's not much I can do other than sit back and relax, but let me tell you, these views outside are gorgeous.
Here we go, we're officially entering the hotel grounds. This is it.
Okay, I think we're pretty much here. This is our finish line. We're at the Sheraton. It's going to be a dash. Okay, we're just arriving. I seem to see two warrior men and Fiji crew. They must have known we were coming, but let's just find out what the hell is going on. Hello, 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 hello. Where am I going?
Hello there.
I follow the warrior, I guess.
Finish line is on the other side of the property, so it's going to be a mad dash now. Come on.
Oh, getting a workout this morning. This is one way to beat the jet lag. All right, it's the last moment. The warrior and I are running to the finish line. Someone's blowing. I'm just coming around the corner. You're gonna... Oh no!
Look who it is in second place.
There's a very relaxed looking Liam here. 24 hours of travel to get beaten again by this one.
Come on.
Bula! Okay, well, I lost again.
And I won again, the biggest race we've ever done. Get in.
Well, the whole thing in total was about 30 hours for both of us. This was the longest race we've ever conducted. We've ended up here at the gorgeous Sheraton in Nadi, Fiji. And Liam, tell me about your journey, because I don't know much about it yet.
Well as winning, my journey on the whole was actually rather excellent. Starting off with that American Airlines flight, which although it's not on their newest product, it's still a really comfortable business class experience. Then my layover in LAX. I think this is where you might have me beat. It wasn't a bad experience, but I did have global entry, which makes it so much easier if you're coming through immigration. Obviously, you've got to then go and recheck your bag. The lounge situation isn't unbelievable there right now. There's the One World Lounge, but it was quite crowded, a bit of construction going on. I would actually recommend the Admiral's Club over the One World Lounge if you're connecting through LAX.
Well, I had an excellent start, made it to Heathrow nice and easy, loved the Elizabeth line, and had a great time at Heathrow because I love the Cathay lounges. Cathay Pacific, I specifically chose the Aria suite to fly down to Hong Kong. Great food, great service, great seat. And then transiting in Hong Kong, this is where I do think I have you beat. That Hong Kong transfer, super simple, one quick security check, no immigration to clear. But the best thing about it is the lounges in Hong Kong. The Pier lounge is just one of the best lounges in the world. That first class section of it, I was pretty obsessed. I had a great couple of hours there, lovely shower, and we got out of Hong Kong just in time before the typhoon hit for my next flight down here.
Well, onto the final part of the journey. This really, for me, was the showstopper. Fiji Airways on their A350 was one of the best business class experiences I've ever had. And it was the service, it was the pink mood lighting, it was the scented hand towels, everything about it, the attention to detail just completely blew me away. The food from that Pacific Rim menu was all absolutely delicious, and the bed was super comfortable. Managed to lie out flat, got about 4 hours sleep, which for me isn't bad at all, and arrived bang on time into Nadi, Fiji, and then crucially, for the final little sprint through the Sheraton, I came out on top.
Well, my last section of the journey was a little bit different. I was on the older product on the A330, and that seat not so comfortable. I would highly recommend trying to get on the front row where you've got leg freedom. I was a little bit trapped in there, in the side. That 222 configuration is old school. That being said, I felt that atmosphere as well. Great vibes, crew were lovely, food is pretty good. However, these Asian services haven't had that Pacific Rim menu and all the new stuff rolled out yet. The team at Fiji Airways told me that that is rolling out on the other routes, but for now, if you want the best of what Fiji Airways has to offer, you're going to want to fly from the North American hub. Now, the last little bit of the race was good as well, made it here to the hotel, that sprint finish to the end. I just didn't win. One thing I do want to say though is I think going eastbound generally is better for the mind and brain. The connection through Hong Kong was much better in terms of ease and efficiency, but also for like jet lag and all of that stuff, I think that eastbound route is better.
My flight in LA didn't take off till around 11:30 p.m. at night, so I think, by that point you are really struggling with the jet lag. So I agree, that's probably an advantage.
Either way, we did arrive within 45 minutes of each other, so it's no biggie, and you're going to have to decide, do you want that newest Fiji Airways product? Where do you want to transit? If you don't have global entry, that might be a problem for you transiting through the US. I think if you have a way of getting yourself eastbound, once the new Fiji Airways product is rolled out, that could be the way to go.
Well, Nicky, we made it all this way. You're in beautiful Fiji. We should go and explore, right?
I've got one last race for you. Get your shoes off. First one to the sea. Let's go.